Israel is moving from the promise declaration. The land has been promised to the children of Israel, but they're making a transition from the promise declaration to the promise manifestation. That means they're about to possess the land. And when you read the text, y'all just stay with me. I'm going to finish as much as I can. But they've got to put into play some practical principles and instructions, because it's not just going to fall in their lap. And the scripture says that after the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord said to Joshua, son of Nun, Moses' aide, Moses, my servant is dead. And saints of God, I'm so glad, because if nothing else, this verse always speaks volumes to me. But the fact that it is intentional and deliberate that Moses is mentioned, because Moses took the children as far as he could go. Moses went up to the mountain and viewed the promised land, but he was not able to reach the promised land. But had it not been for Moses, the children of Israel would have never reached the promised land. Even though he does not get there with them, he still is responsible for the children of Israel reaching the promised land. What are you saying? In your pursuit of your promise, write this down. Everyone has an important role. Everyone has an important role. And even as I look at the history of this church, doing that picture collage, I notice that some of our members passed in the same year that the church was founded. Some would pass 2 and 3 years later, even while the church was still at Hillcrest Seventh-day Adventist. I think about Bishop taking this church as far as he could take it in his lifetime. The other saints of God that we've seen in pictures who have taken this church as far as they can go, but everybody has an important role. Y'all better hear what I'm saying now. I don't care if you think it's a big role but everybody's role is significant. And the role that we play is just as critical as somebody else's role. And don't you ever diminish or devalue somebody's role. Because see, saints, if we're going to pursue our promise, you got to embrace your role. Own your role. You put it on like you're putting on your clothes every day. And then take responsibility for your role. Because let me just tell you something. Can't nobody do what God told you to do like you can do it. Can't nobody perform the task that God has told you to perform like you can do. That's why sometimes you need to stop listening to folks that's talking crazy. Because what I've discovered is that some folk are talking against your role because they're jealous of the role that God has assigned to you. But you do what God has assigned to you as if you know that your life is on the line.